Okay, so today we're going to go through the process of the 4 tests to assess normality. All right, hold on.
This way.
Get back
up.
All right, go back. So the first thing we're going to do is make a histogram. Okay, to make a histogram, we need to highlight my data. Click on data. No, not data. Click on home. Nope, not home. Insert.
Oh, God.
And we're going to insert recommended charts. All charts. Go down to a histogram. Once we've created a histogram, we can now change the number of bins by left-clicking, number of bins, and I'm going to change my number of bins to 15. And hit enter, and now my bin numbers have changed to 15. I'm going to click out of this, close it with the X. And where's my histogram? Oh, it's way down at the bottom. So there's my histogram. So I can mark histogram. Okay, that's first step. So we've done this. Histogram is made. Now we're going to go to step 2. I'm going to actually change the size of this histogram. Okay. Step 2, which is to check the intervals. Okay, my first interval is going to be, I'm going to call this first deviation. So X bar plus or minus S, and I'm going to copy it so I don't have to do this a bunch of times. X bar plus or minus 2S, and X bar plus or minus 3S. Okay, what I want on these 2 columns are actually what my X bar minus S is, and in this column I'm going to put what X bar plus S is. So here's my X bar, so I'm going to press equals X bar minus S. And I clicked on those cells, wherever the cell is, that's where you're going to click it. And I hit enter, and that gives me that value. And I'm going to click equals X bar plus S. Okay, follow again. I'm going to do it for 2. So I now have equals X bar minus 2 times S equals X bar plus 2 times S. And for my last one, equals X bar minus 3 times S equals X bar plus 3 times S. Okay. From here, I'm going to go and shrink this down a little bit more so you can see it. From here, all I want now is what percent that falls within these ranges. So what values fall in between 1.68, that's my low, up to 1.35? The numbers that fall within there are from 117, because 1.61 is not in between 1.696 and 1.375. Okay, so I'm going to go 117 all the way to 135. That's 78 out of 100. So that's 78%. Or I can put equals 78 divided by 100, and it'll do that for me. 78.78. Okay, and then from 107, I don't include 107, so I start at 111 to 145. So I'm not including that. I start at 111 to 145. And I stop there because that's 142 is my last value. And there's 92 values there. So this is equal to 92 divided by 100. And my last one, I'm going from 0.98 or higher to 154. Okay, so that means that I include all this because 102 is my lowest. And I go all the way down. I don't include those last two, 157, so that's 98. So 98 of my values fall within the third deviation. So that's 98 out of 100 equals 0.98. Sorry, 98 divided by 100, which is not 0.98. So now I'm looking at this percent, what I want it to look like, and I'm going to move this over just a little bit more again. Well, actually, I'm going to shrink the column. See how I just shrunk the column? Slide this over and down, so I can get that later. Okay, I want this to be 68, 95, 99.7. That is the numbers that you want them to be. They are not close. So my data currently is not showing by the histogram. It looks a little symmetric and mound shaped. My intervals, they are too close in. It's not smooth for it to be normal. So right now my information is not normal. Your information should probably look a little better than mine because I did mine really weird. Okay, that was step 2. We checked our intervals. Step 3. Step 3 is very simple. All I want is to find the IQR divided by S. Okay, and I want that to be about 1.3. So I'm going to check my IQR, which equals IQR, which I already calculated, divided by standard deviation, which you already calculated. And that is 0.63. And 0.63 is not anywhere near 1.3. So they are not close. So again, you have more information to show that this is not a normal data distribution. Okay, so now my last one is when you're going to have to actually do some work here. I am going to highlight all of these values, all 100 of my values. And I'm going to hit Control-C to copy them. Then I'm going to go to Schoology. So however long it takes you to get to Schoology, I'm going to go to Schoology, click on your class. Chapter 4, the normal probability plot calculator. That is the link I want. So I click on that link. Click on the side right there. It'll give me the link. Really? Okay, I'm going to change this. So hit pause.
Go.
Okay, so they changed the way the format looks, but this is exactly it. Okay, so I am going to put my data in. I have my data already in here, but I'm going to show you again. I delete this, Control, paste it. I pasted my 100 data points in here. Okay, now This is to leave it blank to include all observations. I do want to include all observations, so leave that blank. I come down here to chart width, and I hit compute. It'll take a few moments to get me my chart because it's going to actually do the calculations. I scroll down, and here is my normal probability plot. It's going to be like a normal QQ plot. You can copy and then paste this into Excel. Go up to the top. Take a moment. And now I have my normal probability plot in Excel. I'm going to shrink it down so you can see. And as we notice, if you look at your data, this data in here looks very close to a linear, but then we get out wide and it goes offline, and here it goes offline. This little black line is kind of showing you how close you are to normal. So this is showing a fourth way that this is not a normal data set. Okay, I have shown you one way of doing this. You now have your data, and you should be able to now complete this process with your data to see whether or not your data is actually normal. Thank you.
Stop.